Welcome to another segment of Unleashing the Champion Within podcast with your host, Andrea Mason, the Global Voice. Thank you so much for tuning in to my podcast. I am Andrea, the Global Voice Mason, and my podcast is Unleashing the Champion Within. Today, viewers, we have with us an amazing guest, Mr. Jeff Banks. Jeff, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Jeff, Unleash Champion Within. I am sharing with individuals in our audience on how they can exceed their fullest potential. And in doing that, we share experiences and how we achieve. So, again, thank you for being here. So, Jeff, share with our viewers on how you were able to develop time management skills, visualization techniques, and expand your business and travel abroad while continuing building a legacy and your dreams with your family. Kindly share with us how we working together help you achieve these goals and what your drive is.
Okay. First off, the most important thing to me was the really good thing I loved about this experience was getting a coach. My favorite thing about having a coach is I'm on the way of being a coach. So I have a lot of things in my arsenal. I have a lot of tools and things like that. But having a coach helps you put it together. There's somebody sitting on the outside saying, hey, you can do this, you could do it this way, you could do it this way. It's easy to do that for somebody else. Like if you're sitting in my seat, I'll say, hey, boys, you can do it this way, you could do it that way. But when it comes to doing it yourself, even though you have the tools, everything is, when you're sitting in the middle, everything is kind of blurry, if you know what I mean. So having a coach will really, and for everybody, Andrea Mason is my coach. Having a coach can help you sit down and say, okay, this is where I want to go. And these are the things I have. And I can say, Andrea, help me to get there. So as far as time management goes and things like that, I have goals that I've set, and she keeps me accountable. It's easy to set a goal and forget it. I don't know if you ever do this at the beginning of the year. New Year's resolution, you sit down and you say, okay, I'm gonna lose 500 pounds and I'm only gonna eat salad for the rest of my life. And then the next week, you've gained 20 pounds because you've only eaten ice cream. The focus is not there. And when you have somebody, an accountability coach, to sit there and say, hey, just checking in. I love this about you. Just checking in. It's not, have you done this? Or what are you doing right now? You just, hey, just checking in. Do you have anything that you want to tell me? I'm like, okay. Because it's really up to me. I mean, how far I go is really up to me. And having an accountability coach will help you propel yourself to that success, to keep you, well, I want to make her proud. I want to do these things where I can really be successful, and I can say, hey, I've done this. I set these goals, and you really do a great job of just bringing it up. Hey, you set these up. How are you doing? So that's the biggest thing for as far as the journey, time management, and expanding my business, because like I said, I set these goals, and since I'm reminded and I'm like, oh, I need to get this done, I can go back and check this mark off. Okay, check this box. I did this. And next thing you know is, hey, I've kind of run out of stuff. I need to make some more goals because I've done everything I've set out to do, or haven't. So I need to improve in this area, or I need to make this bigger because it wasn't big enough. I did it too fast.
And that's the key. What I love about our connection is you're a visual, you vision things, and you have set strategical goals that you set out with timelines. And I know the cliche is, well, dreams don't have deadlines, but at the same time, as you mentioned before, with time management, the power, the passion, and perseverance allows you to progress. And that's what you're doing, excelling at. And I just love the connections. And that's what I really want to bring to the table as a coach. I'm not here to micromanage. I'm not here to dictate or lecture. I like the softer, personal approach, just check in to see how you're doing. Because I feel if I'm reminding you and saying, you have to do this, you said you were going to do this, that's just another person, adding stress to success. You have just been so diligent and been able to travel forward with your family and listen into your family. Like, it's just admirable. So viewers, if you don't know, that is selling everything he's doing, but not only for himself, he's pouring into his family. And if you just want to tap a few moments on that, and how you're building that legacy that I love and success to them. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I developed a process when I first started getting into leadership and coaching. I developed my own process of doing things because I'm a visual person myself. If I can't see it, it's hard for me to get motivated to do something. But if I can imagine it first and see myself doing it, or I at least have a pathway of doing it. So I created a process. It's called this is the area process, and it's my aspirations. I put down my aspirations, thing I look forward to, my vision, my dreams, and things like that. I write those down and I start working toward it. Then I set my roles. And my roles are okay, I need this person in this area. And since I know what roles I need fulfilled, like, perfect example, I wanted to get more serious about the things that I'm doing, expanding myself and expanding my business and expanding my presence. So one role I needed to focus on was I need somebody to keep me accountable. So I needed a coach. And out of nowhere, just, hey, I'm your accountability coach. And since you said I'm your accountability coach, I said, I saw it. Hey, she said she was my accountability coach. You are my accountability coach. So I have those roles in place. So if I want to do something with the family, okay, son number one is going to do this. Son number two is going to get this done. And son number three is going to get this. And because we have connections, and which is our expectations is next. I have these expectations. I know your potential, and I know your likes, dislikes, strong points, weaknesses. Since I have those things in place and you're in this role, I can put these expectations, and you can place expectations on me. I expect for you to do this, or I expect this to get done because this is your strong point. So there's a flow. And at the very end of that is my appreciation. So since I have my aspirations, my roles, and my expectations, I can really express appreciation because everybody wants to be appreciated. So with everybody satisfied in the roles and their expectations from the customer standpoint or the manager standpoint, or dad and son, or family members, or whatever it is, whatever those roles are, once the appreciation process gets underway, everybody is happy. And since it was a positive experience, then it can go on to bigger and better things. So you can find yourself, hey, I'm expanding my business. Hey, let's go here. We did this small little trip here. Let's go a little bit further. Or we went to Japan Fest in Atlanta. Had a great time, experienced the culture. So the next thing is, let's do better than that. We had a great time. Let's do better than that. What's better? Let's go to Japan. Okay, so we're trying to set it where everybody can get together and go to Japan, save some money and things like that. And since we have that vision of going, then okay, my role is this: to get the tickets, to set the agenda. My expectations is everybody, okay, you're going to save this much. I'm gonna pay this much of it, and at the end, we can all appreciate it happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first. And that is the ideal blueprint that should be parallel everywhere. The workplace, the family, your own business, and within yourself. Recognizing your areas of improvement to seek out support in those areas of those who have that experience and expertise. Paying it forward and understanding and really delving out the visualization of expectations for all so there's no disappointments. And I love gratitude attitude, being grateful for what happens to come because, as you know, high frequency and positive vibes is going to the. So in doing so, congratulations, Jeff, on your progress towards your success thus far. But before we slow and probably end this segment, I'd love to hear from you. Please tell our audience what's next for you that you have in store on your dreams and goals. What's next? You mentioned Japan, so we'll see that coming up soon, sooner than later. What else do you have in store so we can have you back and share that spot?
Well, my personal development, I've created this thing. I see myself, my overall, the big picture for me is spiritual connections, connecting with God, and then connecting with people, and then connecting the two. So everything that I do, that's kind of like my core value. Everything that I do is trying to propel that. So what I'm putting in place is a group, a friendship, a circle, a tribe of people who want to really get things done as far as improving their personal lives. What I do is really, it's real simple. It sounds crazy, but it's real simple. Is I have tea. And studying the tea ceremony, there's a lot of philosophies, Japanese philosophies that come out of that. Tea ceremony is more than just drinking some tea. The tea ceremony really is an intimate session between the tea master and the guest. So I want to host teas where there's a true connection between the tea master. It might be me or the host. It might be me or the subject of that matter. It doesn't have to be me. And the guest. And what I want people to do is to really have tea with themselves first. So they can take both roles. Because remember, at the very beginning, there's a connection with God, and then there's a connection with the people, or the connection with the host, or the tea master, and then a connection with the guest, which is very important. So having tea with yourself, you're in that seat of the tea master, and you're in that seat as the guest. Having tea with yourself, there's a communion between what you want or what you aspire to do, and then as the guest, that role or expectation of, okay, there's an intimate connection between the two. This is where we share a moment in time. We don't have enough time to get through all of the different aspects, but as far as me expanding my life and my business, my hands, my reach, that's where I want to go. I want to build a place where I can have tea with people and point connected to as far as fulfilling my vision for my life. I want to have a place online where we can do teas online and in person. Have
Okay. Yeah. Well, I look forward to having tea with you, whether it be virtual or in person, soon. And I'm excited and wish you all the best in your next level. Have you back with you being in the hospital. Thank you so much for being part of this podcast. Our mission campaign within, and Jeff has exceeded and on his way towards success through progress, with time management, visualization, bringing people together around community. Remember, it takes a village to raise a child. Thank you, Jeff, for being here so much. I appreciate it. Tune in next time for another episode of Unleashing the Podcast, and we will Unleashing the Champion, pardon me, within on Andrea Mason's podcast, The Global Voice. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Jeff, for your time.
Thank you. All right.